Today I thought I'd just try to highlight a species of plant that I find personally to be a very, very cool one. And it is a grass coming at you from the Poaceae, which is, of course, a very significant family both ecologically and ethnobotanically. You know, if you ever eat like corn, wheat, or anything like that, think of grass. Grass family is super important, and this is just a particularly cool one. It's not the rarest species. This is Elymus hystrix or hystrix patula, depending on who you ask, and we'll get into a little bit more of that later on in the video. But it's not the rarest species. The coefficient of conservatism here is it gets listed as a 5, I want to say, which basically means that it's not the most conservative species, but it doesn't exactly love disturbance. But first we'll talk about the habitat preference. I see Elymus hystrix or hystrix patula, the bottlebrush grass. I see it in a wide variety of habitats. I've seen it in some mesic woodlands. I've seen it in riparian corridors, and some of the other sources that I was reading up on this, like Flora of North America, they say that it's got a nice preference, not preference, but it can also be found in wooded settings that are often rocky, you know, and kind of drier woodlands. So it's got a wide range of or a fairly wide range of like hydric conditions that it can withstand. I didn't look up the wetland status of this plant. I'll put that up in a little sidebar over here real quick. If I had to guess, I'd say it's FAC. Maybe FAC wet. But that's beside the point. So that's Elymus hystrix's habitats, where you're gonna run into this guy. Additionally, as far as the nationwide distribution of this plant, it's mostly situated in the eastern portion of North America. Like from what I'll throw the Bonat map up here real quick. And basically what you can see from that map is that Elymus hystrix's range doesn't really advance much further west than the like eastern portions of the Dakotas and like the 3 states south of them that I'm totally blanking on at the moment. But that's beside the point. So it's mostly situated in the eastern portions of North America in the woodlands. But let's talk about some identifying factors. First and foremost, you've got this beautiful, super airy spike. Spike because they're sessile? I believe so. This nice flowering spike. And what you're going to note about these flowers, and grasses are kind of intimidating for their incredibly annoying little flowers. I've started to come to love them, though, I like to think. But they're a little bit of a headache when you're first getting into them, no question about it. But these will be typically 2 to 4 flowered, which means they will have 2 to 4 pairs of lemma and palea, which bear seed. The glooms in this plant are typically inconspicuous to absent, is what I believe the keys say, which is actually one of the justifications made for placing this in its own genus of hystrix rather than in the Elymuses. I'm not quite sure what I think about that split. Yeah, I guess I don't really have a hot take on that. But so you've got that super distinct flower head, obviously. And then moving on to the foliage, you can see the leaves are this wonderful glossy green. Ignore the ugly hosta in the background. The leaves are this lovely glossy green. Apparently the sheaths can be either pubescent or glabrous, so no help making the ID there, unfortunately. As you can see, oh, there's a variety of this I wanted to check out. And to check for the variety, you look at the lemma. If the camera would focus on the lemma. Zoom in a little bit here. Get a nice macro of that stupid hosta. But from what I can see, the lemmas on this one are glabrous, which means that this is not variety Bigeloviana or Bigeloviana. Not sure, but that's how you make the distinguishing call between this being just plain old Elymus hystrix or Elymus hystrix Bigeloviana or Bigelovania. It's really hard to focus on this because it's so airy. There's like nothing for the camera to hold on to. There we go. Beautiful. But like I was saying, additionally on the foliage, the nodes right here, they can be exposed or concealed by the leaf sheath. Sheath here is open. Yeah, it's a nice also the oracle is often this like nice purple color. You see that collar of the sheath there where my index finger is situated? Yeah. Also, it's a pretty tough plant. My dad accidentally topped this one with a lawnmower, but as you can see, despite the damage, like, it's not going to flower this year, but this guy's still trucking, which is really, really badass. It's a cespitose grass, a nice clump former. Put it in your dang yard. But I got to get going. I got to go to Chicago. So have a good day with and maybe try to find some Elymus hystrix.